In this video, I will show you in depth how to use what I call the Rapid Recharge Jump Drive exploit. There is a feature and an oversight in Space Engineers which will work together to enable this. The feature is that blueprints save not just blocks but also their stats. In this case, it's the charge level of the jump drive. The oversight is that grinding down a jump drive does not turn the power cell components into scrap, as it does with batteries. How we use this practically is after jumping and draining a jump drive, you grind down your jump drive, weld it up from a projection of a fully charged jump drive, at which point you can jump again without needing to wait 7 minutes to recharge. This isn't going to be a block by block tutorial on how to build one module, but instead I'll show you the fundamentals so you can build whatever size module you want. If you can't be fucked doing that though, there's a couple of links in the description to workshop grids that you can slap on your ship. The main bulk of the module is the jump drive, the grinders and the welders, so place those first. Remember, grinders have to be placed on a subgrid as they won't grind their own grid, so I like to use an advanced rotor, although pistons and hinges work too. Just be sure to lock the subgrid in the rotor settings. Next, connect the grinders and the welders together with conveyors. If you can, try to keep their conveyors separate from your ship's conveyor network, especially if you have welders or sorters elsewhere on the ship, as they can suck up the components and prevent your jump drive from welding back up. Also, be sure to have at least 15,000 litres of storage, otherwise your grinders are going to drop everything everywhere and you're not going to have a good time. Now place the projector. This can be placed anywhere within about 50-ish blocks of the jump drive because you're going to need to adjust the projection anyway to match, and the range on that's about 50. You got to set the keep projection setting in the projector to on, otherwise the blueprint's just going to delete itself as soon as you place the jump drive. And I recommend placing the projector cross down and line forward relative to your cockpit, and go in third person to make it easier to move the projection around. Also, I think if you go into game settings and set HUD, it's either HUD or like menu opacity down, you can see through the menu and it makes it a hell of a lot easier to move the projection around. Now you can just group your grinders together and your welders together and toggle them manually from your cockpit, or you can use timer blocks. If you use timer blocks, you will need 3, one to turn the grinders on, one to turn the grinders off and the welders on, and the last one to turn the welders off. Set number 1 to start number 2 and number 2 to start number 3. Set the first timer to 1 second because you're going to be triggering it anyway, so it doesn't matter. Set the second timer to however long it takes the grinders to grind, plus about 1 or 2 seconds. And the third timer to however long it takes the welders to weld, plus 1 or 2 seconds. And if you've followed all of that, you should be done. Go ahead and trigger the first timer and you should grind and then re-weld your jump drive. If it didn't have enough time to grind and it welds it up without breaking the block, increase the time on the second timer by a few seconds each time till it works. And if it's not welding up fully, increase the time on the third timer to make it weld longer. After you first grind and weld, you should be able to move the jump drive to your toolbar, and it should reappear there whenever the drive is rebuilt, so you don't have to keep dragging it into the toolbar. Alright, that's it. See ya.